I mean, I'll admit there are no tentacles anywhere, so don't worry about that. But, yeah. This old tomb looks unearthly. It's like he's gonna set free a great old one or something. Yeah, you can throw things. It's more for comic effect than anything. You can throw things at enemies. It won't harm them in any way, but it'll look funny. Oh, that probably lost his sanity there. Anytime you see that black mist, pretty much you lose sanity. So yeah, these 3 diary pages do have static locations throughout this area, but no matter what order you go to those 3 locations and pick them up, you'll always get the first page first, the second one second, and the third one third. Like, even if I had gone to that one and there first, and then gone back to the entrance and gotten that first page we got, it would have read in the same order. So yeah, someone was just playing this piano, and then close it. That's another enemy noise. But again, don't worry. He is not in here. Locked. So, there are some notes elsewhere. Oh, that's another enemy noise. Not in here, again. That's just part of the sound design. Which I think is great. The sound design is one of the greatest parts of this game. All these unsettlingness. That weird droning hum in the background. If you hear it. That a lot. Tracking the wall here. The shadow trying to destroy the castle. He won't really succeed. Fragile but not breakable by hand, so I need something to break it. Come on. Rock! So we're gonna go berserker mode here. And, pretty thick rock. I think the 3rd piece of the diary is in here. That was weird.
17th May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Go get it, Dad. Oh wait, we get to go get it. This thing is very important. This is pretty much the central object of the entire game.
It was waiting for me.
Green.
Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light.
Right. What happens if we go off the sides? Yeah, I'm not in the light anymore. Is Cthulhu gonna eat me? Nope. Come on. Get back there. I'm just gonna go forward. This thing looks friendly, huh?
I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
And the piano is playing again. But don't worry, the monsters do not know how to play piano. Yeah, most diary pages won't do that. That one's a special one. Because it has to do with a particularly momentous situation. Another flashback here.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
Alexander knows about the
We're just
shadow.
buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble, and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
The servants. We're gonna meet them. Boy, are we gonna meet them. You're gonna wish we hadn't met them. Alright, so in here is our first actual puzzle. It's going to tell us pretty much exactly how to do
You
it.
have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
There's a page of something here. Ignore the spooky sounds. Break the glass, yeah. Let's read it. Local folklore. Altstadt and Brennenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Altstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brennenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Remember that. Disfigured bodies, something like that. Many have cited them over the years, and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragged behind them which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? And we're going to find out about that. A visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Altstadt at the start of the 16th century. Very long time ago. Well, not very long, 300 years maybe. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for the remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only never to be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Altstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who is this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to it? The Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brennenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Altstadt, and like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. Now, does that have anything to do with Agrippa? The start of the 16th century, so it would be after Agrippa. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Is this our Alexander? Because this would have been 300 years earlier. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remain popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is, in fact, the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of this country. Well now, so, what does that say about our Alexander? So you're going to find a few of these books don't look quite like the others. You're just going to want to pull them out. It doesn't matter what order you do them in, you just need to do them all fast enough. And it's just those three. And there's our happy music. I think are there skulls in there? No. There's another desk we get to later that has skulls in it. That's the key to the wine cellar. It's an unsettling noise there. But there ain't no enemy coming out, so don't worry. Regarding the closing of the wine cellar, Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. He's got servants in the forest. Now think about that. What else have we heard of in the forest capturing animals? It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first. They can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would in a sense solve both of my problems. Maybe he has too much wine. That was clearly the Lord of the Castle writing that, so Alexander. Yeah. They put that there and it kind of tricked me the first time I played. Because I thought it was going to be a place I needed to hide. Oh, this one won't move anymore. Because I heard that big noise, which is really just this door opening. I thought it was the place I needed to hide. Oh! Wow. There is a guy in here. But don't worry, he doesn't come back, does he? No. That was purely cinematic. Okay. I've never seen him there. That guy's definitely not here. It would just be cool for him to put one of those guys this early in the game. So yeah, wow. I didn't know you could actually catch a glimpse of the grunt, which is what that one is called. That strange thing. Okay, so spoiler alert. Oh, don't worry. That is something hitting us, but it's just a shadow going. It's kind of weird. It's not enough to kill you. So yeah. All these first encounters, you will get to see some grunts, but they're not scripted to attack you, so don't worry. Now we can go to the wine cellar. We can't do anything in the lab until... Oh, ran out of oil. You can refill your lamp by using oil in your inventory. Get the key. So yeah. I will point out when the grunts will actually start having the attack script written into their code. Anyway, wine cellar. We'll get to see another one in here.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
So, we just heard about Wilhelm's men being locked in the wine cellar. So who do you think that was a flashback of? Anyway. What's that? You want a piece of me? Come get me. Asshole. There's nothing in here. So, anyway. Our goal in here is to pick up 4 different chemicals. We are done in that room. That one chemical is the only thing in there. Insanely dangerously low. That won't actually do anything. That's the lowest it can be. Is the ... Oh, in here we can catch another glimpse of an enemy. We look over there. And this way. Is that where he goes? No. This is our first laudanum. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. He won't come for you. Don't worry. Looking at them does decrease your sanity, though, so I'm being a little reckless. Things will get blurrier and just generally weirder the more you lose sanity. Keep my lantern out for a while. The game trips you up, giving you the tip about the enemy right here. Even though it won't actually chase you. Oh, our second chemical is in here.
Oh, so wrong.
I think you only hear these voices at low sanity, so... damn it. I'm gonna solve the puzzle here soon. Okay. You can get a little bit of oil from those little water coolers when you see them. So we're gonna pick up a chemical, and then it's gonna be a rock fall, and it's gonna... So yeah, I mean, of course, I didn't find the thing, but if you go to the laboratory, it will explain that there are 4 chemicals that have been locked in the wine cellar that you need to go get in order to make a certain thing that you will need later, which we would have figured out we would have needed if we had tried to go to the refinery. But we didn't go, because I know better. Because I know we don't need to go there yet. So we just need to move this shit out of the way. Come on now. Come on, Rock. Get out of there. Damn it. Don't fall that way. Okay. That's good enough. Just get rid of the rock. Get rid of the wood beam guy. Special beam cannon. Come on. There we go. our sanity up a little. Move. I don't want you there. There we go. There's our little sanity flash. So yeah, these are the exploded remains of someone. Let's see.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst.
And yeah, as we can hear,
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
He doesn't do anything.
Except we're not
Our
getting
third
out
chemical.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrick. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the Castle Brennenburg. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what the supposed Knight of the Order could want from me, and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past, and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly, and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I have brought men, women, and children to Brennenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming, their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer... Yeah. That brings up a point that I actually mentioned in, like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, if you've ever seen it. Why would he stop to write the ellipsis if he was dying? Like, why would he stop to write arg if something was chasing him? Anyway, so we got one more chemical to get. It's actually, well, it's in this zone over here where we've actually been. We didn't keep going. Over here where we saw that enemy. Box. Open it. There's a bonus sanity for us. So now we can go to the laboratory. No, it's not here. I think it's been later. So, I'm gonna go back to the main hall. Shadow's gonna attack us. Will prove ultimately unsuccessful. Don't stand on it either. Standing on it too long will continue to damage you. And it will eventually kill you. It doesn't do that much damage though. You'll have to stay on there for a while. So yeah, that Wilhelm mentioned he was kidnapping people through Alexander. We're gonna figure out the fate of those people later. So here's the entrance to not the actual laboratory room, which is over here. Yes. I'll be here a minute. I have some lights. Oh, these chests don't open, but we can toss them around for shits and giggles. If you look down there, you see a splashing. That's we're gonna make a friend there. Another flashback.
There should be more coop rats.
That flashback's not important.
Let me see. And one part, aquaforce.
They're just naming a bunch of old alchemical compounds. Things people in the Victorian era would use, thinking they could make things into gold. This is something we're gonna need though. These, you'll see them around, are Alexander's memory capsules. You may have figured out by now, he's not exactly of this world, so he has the ability to store his memories, certain memories in these boxes. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. That's pretty much the only redeemability we get to Alexander's character, which is something I like about this game, and especially about the sequel. We'll get a lot more ambiguity in this game. So apparently he has a loved one, and he's trying to get back somewhere, presumably where he came from. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lacked the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt an aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, and hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution, and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. So anyway, if you noticed, the compounds he mentioned, they're the same ones we have in our inventory. So now, we can make the thing he described, which is highly corrosive against organic tissue. What have we seen? It's organic. Maybe the horrible, awful flesh mounds that deal damage to you or something.